Vintage Bee Design.
I am Sue with Ray Foam Staging and Vintage Bee Design.
Yeah.
I'm all discombobulated.
Yes, we were out staging today and such like that, and we're gonna tell you what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna explain why we were not live last week.
Oh, why weren't we live last week?
Yeah, you'll remember. I believe me, you'll remember. Okay, so we're gonna be working on some boxes. Huh?
I remember.
You remembered suddenly?
I'm trying to block it out of my head.
We had planned on going live last week.
We really did have it planned to go live. I even told people in the store we'd be going live.
And then,
I'm a liar.
And then, yeah, and we'll explain.
We will.
Okay, so Sue's going to be working on this little box.
Oh, good. You gave me the little one.
I gave her the little one. It looks like it has an original price tag on it for $7.99. We picked it up from the thrift store. It was marked $4.99, but it was 40% off day for red tickets.
Yay!
So we paid about $3.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. And then I have this lovely jewelry box. I've actually already done a little repair. This was lifting up, and so we glued it down and weighted it with sort of a heavy object. Oh,
I remember when you were doing that.
By the way, this is Dean.
He's our assistant today.
He's our assistant today. He's our, as I'm going to steal from Evan and Caitlin, he's our supervisor. Okay, so again, this was $4.99 and it was red, so we paid about $3. It's actually, I mean, it looks like all of the fabric or whatever might have been in here at one point in time is gone.
There was fabric in there?
I mean, maybe. It looks like it could have been like a jewelry box kind of look. So I'm going to make this a little bit more, well, a little more neutral.
Somebody tried to paint it, and God bless them for doing so.
Somebody did. Somebody did paint it. And it looks like maybe it was good for a little while, and, you know. Okay, so if you are just joining us, thank you so much for joining us. And what's been going on in your lives?
How is everybody?
How is everybody? We've been
busy, that's for sure.
Busy. No, we'll go with busy.
And we've got our days where we've been a little stuck.
Stuck. Yes. Stuck. Very, very stuck.
Very stuck.
So, I said we'd tell you why we missed last week. So, a couple weeks ago, we'll start off a little earlier. A couple weeks ago, one of my really good stagers, I mean, all my stagers are really good, but one of my longest stagers left us.
Gabriella, we
miss you, Gabriella. She decided that she got a job in customer service for another company. So she's not staging anymore, which is sad because she's really good. Oh, I'm using Dixie Belle's Mason-Dixon Gray.
Do I need to clean this at all? Or just paint?
I think just paint, honestly. That box isn't too dirty.
It's not too bad. Okay. You know me, I like to prep.
So Mason-Dixon Gray is a little bit of a purpley gray, I'm going to say. Super great coverage. I'll flip this around here in a second.
Lavender. That's purple.
That's purple. I'm going to flip this around so you can kind of see here in a second. So one coat over that really bright, I don't even remember what color it was now. Red, maybe? Blue? Probably blue.
Should I do a divine lavender and have a purpley box too?
Sure. I painted a purple box a couple weeks ago and it already sold.
This one's fusion. This one's going to make it a little tougher to distress.
But you will not have to do a top coat to do transfers.
Top coat. Sweet. Okay.
So anyway, we've been picking up in our staging a little bit. So I only have Tracy and Monica and of course myself. I don't usually stage very often. And so has been the rule for the last several years because I wear a lot of other hats between managing. What you need?
I need one of those brushes over there.
Oh.
What? That was your soda?
That was my soda.
This is why we got the nice little cover on the table. Do we need something for that?
I happen to have napkin or paper towels over here, so we're okay.
What about these things? The little paint here. Should I sand those down so
if you want them to be level, yes.
I don't want those
smooth.
either.
Let me just clean up my little spill over here because you know me, I'm always so neat and tidy. Spills never happen around me.
No.
Never.
I don't want to get nothing in there.
Okay, so
I got my little table for working on.
So back. I'm gonna just, if you're watching, say hi.
Hi.
I'm gonna pop on YouTube real quick before I finish my story to make sure that I am.
Kind of got us running, and I'm seeing people are out there. Hi, people.
Hi, people. I just want to make sure that I don't miss anybody. Look, there we are. Make sure the line's down all the way. Okay. So, anyway, so we've gotten super busy all of a sudden. There's being a little bit more property on the market that our investors are getting a hold of. And a few weeks ago, you might have remembered me saying that my biggest investors really have been out of the market since like March. We haven't gotten hardly anything. We used to get about 3 houses a week to stage from them, and they've been out of the market more or less since, I think since March of last year. We've probably had 4 houses from them.
It hasn't been much.
In that whole year, as opposed to like 3 to 4 a week. So last week we got 4 from them.
Tammy, hi, Tammy. Tammy's like,
Hi, Tammy. Plus,
welcome.
Plus, you know, the people who we usually get 1 or 2 from. So last week I think we had about 8 or 9 houses, and and some of them were big enough that it was just too much. Like, it's really hard if your house is more than about 1,500 square feet to do a house every day. So really, you kind of need a break. You need to like be able to preview, pick and pack one day and then stage it the next. So if you're staging and it's a big house and then you'd have to go preview, pick and pack that night, it really becomes a lot of work. So we try to give them a little bit, you know, like that staging every other day kind of thing. At least no more than 4 a week, max. But 3 a week is kind of ideal. And we had more houses than that last week, so I had to stage. And one of the houses, and I know if you're up north, it's been snowing and it's really cold.
It's pretty much the whole center of the country and then some.
But if you're in Florida, it's raining and
raining and raining.
Raining and raining and raining some more.
Apparently it's monsoon season here.
So we, you know, when we have to stage it through all of that, which is so much fun, when it's raining. And because it's been raining so much, there was this one house that we staged that apparently, I don't know if it maybe doesn't have good drainage or it's just been raining so much that things couldn't quite keep up.
That yard was definitely a sponge.
And their driveway was sort of broken and lots of mud had kind of gone over the driveway.
I'm going to call it non-existent.
I mean,
they had a parking pad.
They had a parking pad, and there's like a little dip from the road, which is like a main interstate kind of road. And it's like one of those houses you see when you're driving on those long
So it's way back up on a little hill overlooking the road.
Yeah, so there's like a little dip, and then you go over. And in that little dip, there's lots of mud. So last Tuesday, when I had planned, we got the house done in time. We busted butts. So even came out to help so that we could get done in time to come and do the live.
I don't think that's why I was out there. That certainly isn't the reason I was called to come out there.
No, she was called. I told her, she said she was done with her work for the day. And what did she need from me? Where did she need to go? What did she need to do? Because she works for me, right? So I said, well, I need you to come out to this house and I need you to bring a bag of kitty litter.
I mean, every now and then we see cats at houses that were left behind or whatever. I mean, I don't know what's going on.
And that's kind of an unusual request from, you know, me for staging.
Especially when she says cheap kitty litter.
Yeah, cheap kitty litter. And so she brought it. She's like, are you stuck? Yes, I'm stuck. And so we got out of the location where I got stuck. And then
it was crazy. As soon as I noticed she was stuck, I grabbed any board I could find that was at the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
I bought 2 things of cat litter.
Mm-hmm.
I bought, we have these small hay bales that we used for display
Mm-hmm.
in the store, so I grabbed one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking for anything and everything because she said she was stuck.
I was stuck, and she got me out of that spot,
Only to get stuck in a new one.
only to get stuck in a new one.
Did you know that when you have traction control on your vehicle, you should take it out of traction control when you are stuck in the mud?
Mm-hmm.
I learned this last week.
Mhm.
It was a very educational day for me.
Right. So then she got really stuck.
I definitely got you stuck even better.
So
If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right.
So I was stuck, but kitty litter would get me out. I only was like stuck in my tire, but she got me stuck to where it was over.
It was right up to that rim.
It was kind of in the rims.
There was nothing I could get under there, on there. No.
So then we had to make the call to my son, who drives our big truck for staging. And when I say big truck, I mean a 26-foot box.
Yeah, it's a big truck.
Yeah, it's a big truck. And he had to come and he had to go to Walmart at that point, it's now like 7:38 by the time we were done realizing we weren't going to get us out of the spot she got us in.
So he ended up going to Lowe's or Home Depot, and he got the tow rope. He got some 2-inch boards that are 8 foot long,
Mm-hmm.
a couple of those, and got himself out there.
Mm-hmm.
And he got us out of the mud.
And then he got a
A minute there, I thought he was going to get me into a fence because I started sliding.
he got a big tow thing and got us pulled out. But it took so I drive a Ram 1500.
But not a 4-wheel drive.
But yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's an all-wheel drive, but
That's not an all-wheel drive.
I
It's
thought it
only a
was.
2-wheel drive.
So anyway, it took my son using the 26-foot box truck
Great
to
big truck.
pull us out of the mud.
It was...
Only for Sue to go back the next day to get pictures and decide I'm not even parking.
I wasn't
even going up to the driveway. Not even going up to the
I was
driveway.
going to park on the road, on the driveway was my goal. Was going to park on the driveway, at the road, and walk my way up through the mud.
Yeah.
And avoid my car being up there at all.
Throw the mud boots, rain boots on, and just walk through it.
But as it is, whenever we've staged a house and I go to take pictures of the house,
For this particular investor.
there is always somebody at the house working. So of course they were parked in the driveway.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't park where I wanted to park, blocking the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
So I parked on the side of the road with basically one set of tires on the road and one set on the grass.
Uh-huh.
And it was grass.
It was grass.
And then there's a culvert there, so all the water should be running down into the culvert. So I figured I should be okay here. I learned that I was not going to be okay there. And then I forgot about the whole traction control thing, trying to get myself out. Because I found items that we had used the night before.
Some salt pellets.
We had
for the
salt
water
pellets that
softener.
we found from the water softener, and that was working really good for a while. And that almost got your truck out.
Yeah.
So I tried some of those. I was digging around the garbage, and they had, I think it was like roof wrap or something, this black fabric, I think that they use on the roof. So I had a roll of that, and I rolled that under my tires nice and good, and that just about got me out. And that was when I realized I didn't have my traction control off.
Mm-mm.
Traction control. It really should not be on. I'm wondering why we have it.
So,
So last week, we did not make it here because we were there.
we did a lot of mudding last week. There was mudding to be had.
I mean, we go down some dirt roads, and we see a lot of mud and dirt and potholes filled with nails. I don't know how many
I
tires a
mean,
year I go through.
we replace tires all the time. But this is the first time that, oh, I guess Dean is right here.
Yeah?
And I guess this blow dryer just kind of was like, what the heck is that?
Hi, Dean.
So yeah, we're...
Hi, Morris. Hello from the icy, snowy tundra called Houston.
Yeah, you just missed our story on getting stuck in the mud last week.
At least you got power, right?
So
Poor
you'll have to,
Houstonians, man. I'm
you'll have to
sorry
go
about
back
that.
and listen to our story about getting stuck in the mud.
Oh, man. Stuck in the mud is nothing when you're stuck in Houston in the icy ice with no power.
No, that's true.
Boy, I send you the warmest of warm. Any sunshine we had today, I'm sending it your way. It was in the 60s. That's probably like heaven for you right now.
It was a really nice day today. The sun came out and everything.
Yeah, it was nice to see sun.
I don't think we've seen sun in a
Thank
week.
goodness. She does have power. Yay! Oh. Adventures in home staging. Every day is an adventure with home staging.
Oh my gosh.
I did learn once that when you're staging and the homeowner is there, never point out the snakes in their bushes.
The snakes in their bushes?
Yeah.
Apparently
Apparently they don't want to know about the little snakes hanging out in their bushes.
No, I don't want to know about that.
It's just a cute little thing. Anyway,
I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get on today, but thankfully one of my stagers, Tracy, was extremely kind and generous and took my stage today, because yesterday I had a 3,500 square foot house with 6 bedrooms, 3 living rooms, and 2 dining areas. And 5 of the 6 bedrooms were upstairs, and one of the living rooms were upstairs.
That was a jumbo house. I had to do that photos for that one today.
I was on my feet for 10 hours yesterday. I was so tired.
Yeah, snow and ice on the patio. And make a snowman. Do you want to build a snowman? Of course you do. I need one of those things.
One of those uplands.
Blow dryer. I keep forgetting to bring home a heat gun. It doesn't have any in the garage, though.
I mean, I have no idea at this point.
I'll watch my paint dry. So, again, I am using the Fusion paint, Divine Lavender, and it's actually a little bit lighter than her lavender.
Yeah.
I like mine.
So mine
is a lavender-ier.
Yeah, so I'm actually using, I always forget the name of this color, I don't know why, Mason-Dixon Gray. You'd think it's Southern, I would know it. Mason-Dixon Gray, which is, it is gray, but you can see with the Divine Lavender, it is a purple gray for sure.
Definitely a purple gray.
Definitely a purple gray. I think I'm going to do a little blending on the bottom here. I think I'm going to break out this Dixie Belle Beach House Blue, because if you've seen before, I love the Beach House Blue. It's one of my favorite blues to
You're
use.
getting all fancy with it.
I am.
I'm just strictly painting a box.
So I
I'll
love
add some
blending
to it.
with the Bungalow 47 because it blends so nicely and the colors don't get muddy. Now I am going to be using it with the Dixie Belle, so we'll see how this goes. But I would like a little bit of a fade on this. So I'm going to do the Beach House Blue on the bottom and then go back up with the Mason-Dixon on the top. It's funny, I just made sure it was all nice and dry, only to squirt it with water.
Well, you know.
That's, you know.
It's a process.
Now I'm going to have to put my bottom door back in for this to make sure that, you know, the blending
Gotta have it all lined up. Well, I'm glad I'm entertaining. Elaine says that I crack her up.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm just painting a box. I am just painting a box. I don't get all fancy crazy too much. Although we got the transfer, so I'll probably look for a good transfer to put on those.
But you know, sometimes just a well designed, pretty painted box sells too. But no, she's not gonna do molds or anything like that on it. She's gonna keep it super simple. That's my Sue, super simple Sue.
Super simple Sue. Make sure my box opens. Should I paint the inside? Maybe I should put a different color inside.
You know, I mean, on mine, I did the transfer on the inside, on the top and the bottom. So when you opened it up,
get a little something in there.
Yeah. I mean, you do it however you want to do it.
I'm gonna do me, man. I'm gonna do me.
You go do you. You do you, Sue.
Do me.
You do you, Sue. So yeah, I do Jamie Ray's coaching, and
apparently she noticed we've been missing from the airwaves.
She did notice that we've been missing from the airwaves. Which is nice that she noticed. Yay, that. It's not like nobody misses us when we're gone. I told her I would do a better job of keeping up. It's just been so
crazy.
It's really hard when we're a little bit short-staffed. And this week, one of my stagers is on vacation. So, you know, it's just like a lot to do, a lot to keep up with these days.
I don't know, your big house yesterday was nice because it emptied out some room in the warehouse. So
oh, yeah, it did. I mean, what, I think they said I had like 28 consoles or something like that in there.
It was 2 truckloads. The guys had to go back and do that a couple times.
They did. They had to do a second truckload for us. It was a lot. I think Katie worked 9 or 10 hours yesterday too. I mean, it was for sure an all hands on deck kind of thing.
Katie works her butt off.
Katie is an amazing employee. I did just give her a raise.
Well, hallelujah.
She is an amazing employee. Darn it. Sticking my fingers in wet things, darn it. Katie is the best.
She is the go-to everything gal, I swear to God.
You need something done, man. She is the girl who will get it done for you.
This is...
So I'm not doing anything fancy here. I'm just doing a really soft blend. Again, Dixie Belle's Mason Dixon Gray, which is sort of a purpley gray. And then I have Bungalow 47 Beach House Blue. And I'm just sort of blending them in together on the front. And then I'll be doing transfers and stuff. So I haven't decided what I'm going to do inside. I did just get some really pretty decoupage papers in the mail.
Ooh, I haven't seen the new ones yet.
I haven't really seen them either. I pulled them out of the box, but I haven't really taken a peek at them. So
yeah, decoupage the inside.
You could do that.
You know I love playing with those papers.
So I have these, which I painted last week, and I started the video, and then something I didn't like about it, and then I ended up just working on them, and then I forgot to film that part. So these are not going to have a video. But I decided, like, I like them okay, but they're just okay. They just need something more. So I decided that I ordered some pretty French decoupage papers.
French ones, huh?
French ones.
Why do they gotta be French?
Because that's what I wanted. Because the new store is mostly French country cottage, coastal cottage, or, you know, French cottage kind of thing. And so we have a lot of the purpley grays and the soft robin egg blues.
Oh, pretty colors.
The sea glass greens, things like that. A lot of the metal accents. So I ordered these papers from Zazzle, ZAZZLE.com. But they're nice. They seem nice and heavy. So I think this whole thing was about,
pattern.
I want to say about $60, including shipping, is what I think. So you can get an idea. These are the papers I ordered. Look how pretty.
That's a a lot of papers.
I figured I would that I would do some books with these maybe too.
I like the big boldness of the print.
Yeah. I think I'm holding these upside down because this one.
Who knows?
No, maybe they rotate. I don't know. I'm gonna try to put them on the ground here so you can see them. That one's pretty. I like that one.
Have we gotten the JRV papers?
I haven't. So
Look at those.
I looked at them and I like them, but I'm gonna say they're not my style completely. So we ordered the new rice papers from Prima, and we're gonna see how they sell, and I'm gonna see how I like working with some of the decoupage papers before I become a retailer for the decoupage. It was a little more farmhouse, and I don't do as much farmhouse.
That's true. We're not doing that as much there where we're at.
So, yeah, farmhouse isn't really selling in our shop. We do a little bit of farmhouse for some of the other places we vend, but her stuff is very farmhouse, and I'm not finding farmhouse to sell in our location well. So that's why I didn't carry them yet. Look at these pretty eggs.
Save that because I gotta do the underneath. I definitely want to
These
do the
really
bottom.
feel like nice quality. They were, I think it was like 3 papers for like $17.95 or something like that.
It's a thicker paper, isn't it?
It is a nice thick paper. It does seem, I mean, and
It's like wallpaper to me.
They feel like a good quality.
Do they all kind of go together so you could match them all up for a great big like
Yeah,
wall,
so there
maybe?
were
Oh, wow.
3 different, I ordered 3 different sets. So,
I like the dragonflies.
yeah, I like the dragonflies a lot. So we'll see what I do with these, and you know, based on what I end up doing is whether I get involved in the JRV papers. I haven't really played with decoupage papers, to be honest, not in many years. So we'll see.
You're just loving what you have.
Maybe Jamie will want to send me a couple and, you know, see what I can do with them.
Because we are talking about the decoupage papers, and I did use these earlier.
Yes.
This is your, what is this called?
This is the Prima. Those are the mulberry papers.
Mulberry papers. This one is more cloth-like.
Yeah,
It's
very
woven.
cloth-like.
It's woven, and I love these. These are fun to play with.
The jewelry box I did sold like the first day in there, or the first weekend in there.
It's my idea to use the papers, and my box is still sitting in there. My box is beautiful.
I don't know what to say to that.
Gosh, people,
Your
come on
box
now.
did come out really pretty. It did.
I like it. But the mulberry paper, I like that stuff. I don't know why. Maybe because it is more pliable than the paper. It won't be as wrinkly. Because I'll wrinkle something. I don't know if I like the wrinkled look.
I like it because I don't worry about if I have to reposition it that I'm gonna tear it. I just want you to, I don't know if you can see, but look how easy that blends together. I don't know if you can really tell on the screen, but it really is a nice soft blend line. It might look a little more rough on this camera than it actually is, but it is a good soft blend. And again, because it's French, these are we've kind of picked out a bunch of colors that we really like in the shop, and we're trying to stay like within that range. We sell all the colors, but for what we're painting, we're trying to keep sort of a general grouping.
Alright, I think it might be the nature of my box, but I feel like my paint is not sticking as well. Like maybe I should have primed the box. But it didn't feel like something that needed to be primed.
Why do you think it's not sticking well?
I can see it right here.
I mean,
Look at that.
where?
There.
Where?
There.
The paint is fine.
Is it?
That's just the...
Am I getting weird shadows?
Yeah, that's the nature of fusion.
Oh, I'm getting weird shadows.
Yeah. Fusion, you might have overworked it until you really see the lines.
Brush strokes and all?
Yeah.
Alright. I'm getting used to working the fusion one. I don't do it too much.
Okay, I'm gonna change your prop because I want this flat out flat, and I'm gonna prop you with the satin.
Well, if you must.
Thank you, Elaine. I'm glad that the blending looks good.
Now.
So I am gonna remember to top coat this before I try transfers, because y'all have seen this where it doesn't always go well. And I have learned that I think I really prefer the flat when doing transfers if I have to, actually just period. I was gonna say if I have to air dry, but
No, you just like
but
the flat.
no, I really like the flat better. I've been using, we had satin here. We were basically almost out of top coat recently. And
Can you imagine us running out of something?
I know, right? And we were waiting for the shipment to come in. I had some satin. I thought, well, I'll use that. It's like everything stuck. I even let it dry overnight and it's still stuck. Oh, I'll tell you what I'm really excited about is that we just finally closed on our house refinance. Literally a year. We applied for the refinance last February and closed last Monday and then got funded last Friday. That was forever. And what I'm excited about is one of the things we're doing with that is I have a pretty large, I'm going to say probably 20 by 25 back screened-in porch. And you know that when we closed the shop, the big shop, we have the little shop, but when we closed the big shop, that's where we did all of our crafting, and it's where we did all our YouTube videos and all of that.
We had room.
We had room. And here in this house, I have no room for anything because we have a guest house, but we have somebody living in the guest house.
We have a guest.
We have a guest living in the guest house. And he was looking for an apartment, but unfortunately 2 weeks ago, his brother committed suicide. And he has stopped because he's really taking care of his mom and stuff right now and managing that. And we're not going to push him out. So I've taken over the guest room in our house as our office because I lost my office also when we closed the big store. And then I just have no place to craft. So we're going to get the back screen-in patio enclosed, make it into an actual heated, cooled, closed-in space. So like where it's been raining for the last 2 weeks, you couldn't spend any time out there. It's practically raining on you.
Alright, what colors do you like better? Beach house blue or mint?
I like the beach house blue better.
It's tragic. It was tragic.
Right?
You said how tragic.
It was. You know, so the gentleman who lives out there, my youngest daughter and her husband and my son and my husband, they all used to play Dungeons and Dragons together. They've been friends with them. He was the officiant for
the wedding?
For my youngest daughter's wedding. Like they've known each other and hung out for years. So his brother killing himself was...
It was a shock.
we'd heard at first that he'd passed away, and that was devastating enough to hear. But then to hear how he passed away was just mind-boggling for us, I think.
I'm gonna go clean this one out. You done with this?
Yes.
All right, I gotta clean it out. I want this one.
It feels horrible that young people are in the place where they think
so hopeless,
that they don't have any choices. He was, like around 30 years old, single, no kids, and it was basically over money, student loan debt, stuff like that. Just horrible. I don't know what to say. I don't want to bring everybody down. It's really awful. So anyway, we were like, okay, so we're not going to put any pressure on on Kenny leaving. So we need plan B. Especially, when his brother did that over money, like we just felt like we can't, if Kenny can't find something he can afford, there's absolutely no way that I'm going to put a craft area in the way of making Kenny feel any pressure at this point in time over money. Because he pays us a little bit. It's a very small studio. And he pays us a little bit of money every month.
It's a 1-bedroom.
Yeah, that's true. It's a 1-bedroom. It does have a full living room, full bathroom, full kitchen, all of that. It's very small, maybe 600 square feet.
Yeah, it's pretty tiny.
And he pays us under market value because he's a friend of our kids, and anyway, so I'm excited to get the craft room done, and we're going to get it heated and cooled, which means that it is going to add additional square footage to our house. So taking out the loan, the home value will go up,
which is always nice.
So that's a good thing.
Space to do this will be nice.
What?
Space for painting will be nice.
Yes. And the really nice thing there is that you can get from the garage like a direct shot into there if we make a pathway.
Yeah, we gotta clean that garage.
Yeah, we gotta clean the garage too. But that means that we won't have to carry some piece of furniture up the stairs, through the house, down the stairs, which is kind of where we would be now if I wanted to hang piece of furniture in the house. And that's just too much work to try to paint in the house. Which means
tell people what I was doing. I'm gonna go bungalow 47, beach house blue. I'm gonna put it on the inside, just in case you wanted to know. Carry on.
So I've been, for furniture, I've been trying to go to the warehouse, but again, the weather's been so crappy. So the break room, which is no longer a break room, it's heated and cooled. It has that's not true. It's cooled. I guess it has a unit AC, and we have a portable heater. So, we've got
terrible.
We've got heating in there. The biggest issue is just that, it's 40 minutes away from home.
Yeah, I don't want to drive over.
And it's like today my plan had been, we had this beautiful buffet done.
Did you notice I brought in the transfers for that? I brought the transfers over to the warehouse today because I figured we were doing a live tonight.
Yep.
And I know you wanted to do that.
I did.
So we're ready for it whenever we go there.
So I planned on doing that, and then I was in there working until 6, and she texted about 5:45 saying I'm on the way home. So it was like, okay, so then do we leave here at basically as soon as she gets home to go back to the warehouse and come back. I mean, and come back at, 9, 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, I'm glad you
And
didn't want
I
to do
didn't
that.
really want to do that, which is, part of the, I mean, I know that's, third world problems.
I've been
whatever.
driving all day today. I am done driving today.
But yeah, I mean, we've been working, I'm going to say more than usual. So
all this rain, I have a lot of catching up to do. I've been running all over town trying to catch up.
yeah, it's just been a lot. I'm just going to say it's just been a lot. So I think we just opened up this new Postal Birds redesigned with Prima. And we've already gone through one of these tubes on some other projects, a stick. And I have loved how they've come out, and every one of them that we've done has sold really fast.
They really have.
So I think it's time to do a little jewelry box with it. And I think that it's going to go really well with these colors. So, and you know me, I love transfers.
They're so much fun.
They are.
And I've got so much better at them.
You have, that's true. From the first time with the beach.
My first one was not a success. I will be honest about that.
Nope.
But I've done so much better lately.
And then maybe I'll do some of the decoupage either in the drawers or on the side or something. The papers. What I got.
Do a quick show-y over here. Show-y. All right. So, might be a little too bright. How do I turn that down? Beep, 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 beep. Oh, now I'm changing colors on there. Oh, turn that thing off.
What are you
Oh,
doing?
my gosh.
New
Anyway.
ring.
We got a purple on the outside. Going with a little blue on the inside. I kind of like how that's looking. And then I'm going to find a nice little transfer to put on there. I think it'll look pretty cool. Let us continue.
Let us continue.
Let us carry on.
So I think what I'm actually going to do here,
Right.
looking at this is almost the perfect size to go wrap all the way around my box.
Ooh.
So I think I'm going to actually trim
One
it
whole
just
big-
a little bit and basically make it wrap around the whole side.
Wrap around the box tonight. We're going to wrap. Oh, sorry. You know me. I let's sing everything.
Elaine says, oh, that's pretty Sue.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to trim this up a bit.
All right. Got to get down in there.
I always get just a little bit nervous when I cut. I don't know why.
Because you might hit the wrong spot.
Yeah. Because that's never happened before, right?
Never.
Never. And I am not throwing this away. You know I'm not throwing this away.
Heck no.
Heck no. I don't throw away a random letter E. Come on now.
It's all usable.
It really is. You may think it's not, but it totally is. Okay, so.
Just never know when
this
you're
is
going to need that
here.
random E.
I know, right? And this is going to go back to here.
You know, those ransom notes you like leaving around. You could use an E on that.
I guess to about here. That's right, ransom notes.
Wasn't sure if you were paying attention. Gotta check on her sometimes. She doesn't pay
Sometimes you
attention.
do it. I get a little in my own world.
I don't know what I did, but I totally changed the color of our light, didn't I?
It's a little more yellow now, but I don't know, the colors, I mean, the picture still looks okay.
All right, good. We're set. It's a yellow sunshine.
That's
our-
right, some Florida sunshine to all you.
Trying to warm up the
Cold
world
areas.
here.
Into those cold spaces. All right, I think I'm gonna do like so. Okay. Just trying to kind of stretch and get a plan here.
Plan is good. We like plans.
Plans are helpful sometimes.
I'm a planner.
She is a planner. How she is my BFF. This has got to be like yin and yang.
You need a planner in your life.
I need so much more than a planner in my life. And I'm just gonna go for it. You know, it makes people crazy like Sue and Teresa, the fact that I just like wing it all the time.
Did you find the brown bunny?
No, I cannot find the brown bunny. I am thinking it got put in the system, but maybe got sold last year and somebody didn't ring it up properly. Anna thinks there's another box in the warehouse somewhere.
She keeps insisting there is, doesn't she?
She does.
I wonder.
But we can't find this mysterious box in the warehouse.
We got stuff everywhere in the warehouse.
So,
And Frank keeps looking when he gets a chance,
so I don't know if the box got mislabeled.
Unless it's in with like the other holidays and it just kind of like somebody wanted to top off a holiday box for Halloween.
I mean, they were supposed to have them all
separated
so that we could go through the seasons. So unless they mislabeled the box. The box. And then I can't really blame my staff for that. I mean, I guess they're all my staff. Can't blame the staging and moving crew for that. We can't track our crop. I love transfers. I mean, and really all you do, if you've never used a transfer, is it comes in 2 layers like this. And there's the sticky side, which is this clear, the clear one, and then you've got the white backing. And basically you can ideally trim it down to size first, and then each tube comes with a stick, and you literally just rub. It's almost like the water tattoos or whatever.
They really are easy to use.
There's a little bit of a learning curve sometimes, especially if you're doing.
Don't let it curl in on itself.
Yeah,
that was my first lesson.
It will stick to itself 100%. If the sticky meets the sticky, your transfer is over. There's no way to undo that.
Then it gets icky.
There's no way to. There's things that it, like, if it accidentally pulls the paint up and it's not sticking to the piece, I can fix that.
We're definitely going to save you a bunny, Elaine. We'll find it. We'll find that little bunny.
Yeah, I don't know where that bunny is. It's an adorable bunny. I love that bunny, but I have no idea.
She went bunny crazy one year, man. We had all these bunnies.
All these bunnies.
And then nobody wanted the bunnies, but they're so cute.
But this year, we are selling bunnies like crazy.
Bunnies are awesome.
But that's true. I do have sometimes bunnies and birds. I seem to...
Birds. Definitely birds.
I use a lot of birds in staging.
For years now, birds.
Birds. Bird, bird, bird. Bird's a word. So that bird, bird, bird.
Bird.
Said a bird is a word.
Keep it quiet, so I'm just going to blow on it.
You're going to blow on it? Okay. Okay, so it's not going to look like much because this is like the side, but I'm basically going to have my bird wrap around. So see, it's going to look real pretty with this.
Getting way ahead of me, I'll tell you.
Last time I had a garbage can right there, and that was so handy of me.
Oh,
to think about it, and this time...
I kind of have an idea what I want to do on this box, so I'm going to go look in the transfer box.
Okay.
And I'm off again.
So I really could just wrap this around, but if you notice, I have all these drawers and like they've got all these ridges and stuff, and that makes the surface area a little more difficult. So what I probably need to do, when you come back this way, would you grab a little box of razor blades in the kitchen drawer?
Whoa.
In the junk drawer?
Whoa.
And I'm probably gonna cut some of this just to make it a little bit easier on myself, so that where things match up in meat, they'll get a little less wrinkly and broken. I don't mind it broken a little bit because I like the rusticness of that, but
All right, razor blades. Please be careful.
thank you, thank you. So I'm actually gonna cut this
What have I got on here?
right here.
We have the scissors here if you want those as well.
Yeah, I have scissors too.
Okay.
Just some of these little drawer areas. I would need it to cut the little drawer areas.
These
anyway.
little guys are going to be too big. I was hoping to do one of these, and then I think they're just too big.
Oh yeah, those are giant. Those are kind of on the giant side.
All right, I don't have a giant box, so I'm gonna put this one away.
So this one's gonna go. This is what the front's gonna be, and so that's kind of the words, and the birds are gonna wrap around. This is where sometimes you just have to be brave.
Be careful and brave.
Be careful and brave. Be brave and be careful.
The heck?
And try not to let it stick until you are ready. What you need?
Something stuck in the bottom here. Oh, one flower. One flower is keeping me from putting this thing back in its tube.
Because I save every flower.
Well, that flower deserves it. It was a nice flower.
Because I save all the flowers. All the things. I like to save all the things. Okay. And now that I kind of have, I have like the right side really lined up with where this bird is. And so I'm going to make some cuts where the sort of outsides join up, and that'll make it easier for me to make sure that if it pulls and tugs a little bit, so I'm going to do like right here and right here, that these two outside pieces sort of stay in place, and if anything moves a little bit in the middle or breaks or goes up or down, it won't make a difference. And then when I go to line up this side piece, they'll all match.
We've used up all the butterflies, and all there's left is birds in this one, so I might have to make a bird box.
Oh, you know, all the butterflies are in the other butterfly tube.
All right.
I just put all the butterflies in the other butterfly
All
tube.
butterflies are together.
Because when I was packing it up, I felt like that made sense. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. You do need to be super careful with your sharp objects. You know, we don't want anybody to hurt themselves. We tend to do it regularly because we're klutzy.
Yeah.
And we make mistakes so you don't have to. That's always been our motto. We'll show you what not to do. We can be used as a role model. Hi, Les. Oh, what are you doing in your bedroom? So we're painting little jewelry boxes tonight. We were going to do big transfer on a big buffet, but neither of us wanted to go back to the warehouse after...
It's been a long day.
It's been a long week. Frankly, yeah. I understand it's only Tuesday, but yesterday was like a week for me.
Life without vacation is really stinky.
You know, life where your staff leaves you is really stinky too.
People wanting to move on with their lives. What the heck?
I know. Why aren't they just beholden to me?
I don't know.
They think they want to live their own lives and do their own things and blah and the blah and the bloody blah blah.
It might be a little too big, but then you could.
I kind of like oversized things a little bit.
Well, that's you.
That's me.
I might want something different.
Okay, fine. Have your own personality. This is the kind of crap we were just talking about.
These two little guys are about the right size.
People who want to have their own personality. They want to do their own things. Have their own lives. And again, the blahs and the blahs and the bloody blah blahs.
There are a lot of butterflies and moths here. That cannot be a butterfly. That looks like a moth.
There are definitely some moths in there. But they're really pretty moths.
All moths are pretty.
That's true. I do really love moths almost as much as I love butterflies. Sometimes maybe more, actually.
I kind of like this guy. Alright, I'm going to cut these little guys up and see what I like.
I will say that I don't know if any of you resell stuff in booths when you watch, but pretty much anything in the way of smalls that we put transfers on right now, we can get a pretty high number for what the item is, and they sell like crazy.
People have been loving transfers on things.
Sometimes it takes the furniture a little longer to sell with transfers on it, but not like the jewelry boxes and the small boxes and candlesticks and plates
Little
and
pop
stuff
of
like that.
transfers is what people are wanting.
Yeah, they really do want some of this. Maybe they're not ready to commit to, you know, something really large, but they definitely are loving this look and want it for sure.
Whoa, gotta be careful where I'm cutting. Don't cut the other little butterflies.
Don't cut the other butterflies.
They're innocent little butterflies.
So see, now I'm doing the outside on this side, and then I'll go in and do this whole middle. And I may still cut away some of the other little pieces of that. Just to do it in small sections sometimes makes it easy. And that's Zoe you just heard. There's probably another dog walking by or something.
I tell you, for a little Aussie, man, she's got a nose on her. She can smell dogs a half a block away.
I have never had an Aussie bark so much. Gracie was
She's
not.
actually quite quiet for an Aussie.
Gracie was not a barker. I do not recall Gracie being a barker at all. Gracie was the perfect dog.
She was a good girl.
Gracie was the first dog I ever had that made me want to have other dogs.
And now you're rethinking that concept.
I'm a cat person, which I'm sure all of you know. And my husband is a dog person. And so we have 5 cats and 2 dogs, which is ridiculous. Oh, and
something for everybody.
And I did see there is a Maine Coon kitten in the shelter.
Oh.
So obviously I have asked if he has been adopted.
You did not.
It's a Raja Maine Coon, but with like a really big jowl, like the big muzzle.
The big ones that'll just grow right out.
Yes, the big muzzly face and the hair that comes out of the ears. You know, the big puffs of hair out of the ears and giant paws. And I'm like, oh no. Natalie shared it today and I was like,
why is she doing that? Let's see here. Les says, painting new antique furniture white and adding antique dress forms dressed in linens.
Nice. Love it.
Like crystal and pearl. Very Victorian shabby chic. Very nice. Husband moved to another room. Gotta have his own space.
So, did he move to the other room because you were redecorating the bedroom, or did you get to redecorate the bedroom because the husband moved into another room? Inquiring minds want to know.
Don't blame it on the snoring, because we snorers, man, we've got feelings.
My husband doesn't care at all what the bedroom looks like. If I am happy in the bedroom, he is happy in the bedroom. If that makes sense. I'm sure you're catching what I'm throwing down there.
Are you throwing things again?
I was throwing things again. You know me, I like to throw things.
Alright, I'm going to put a great big
Big
butterfly
at
on the
throwing
top.
things.
Butterfly on the top. Everything's dry. Come on, little butterfly. Work with me, butterfly.
I'm running into some little areas because I did not take my hardware off because the screws are stripped. And so I am having to go over the little hardware, but it'll be okay. I'll show you how it's coming along. It's doing quite well, actually. And then probably what I'll do is some gilding. I don't know if I have any here. I have some fusion gold here, but I'm going to say that if you haven't tried the Dixie Belle mousse yet, holy moly, that's pretty stuff. We just get the order in, but I forgot to grab it when I was at the shop today. I ordered some for myself to have at home and some to have at the warehouse. So no matter
various noises.
Huh?
I get you.
Gotcha. So so that no matter where I am, I can have some of the gemstone mousse, especially in the gold. The amber is beautiful, but the gold, holy cow.
That gold is nice.
I want to put it on literally everything. It is phenomenal. Oh, and I am excited. Wednesday, Anna will be doing the work on this, thankfully. But we are going to be selling Dixie Belle at Great American.
Yay!
We got that order in on Friday, and Anna is setting up the booth on Wednesday. We just had the last of the display cabinets finished up. So it is on the schedule to move on Wednesday. That'll be good. We already sell Fusion there, but we'll have Dixie Belle as well.
Ah.
Go, 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 go. My husband used to be a big snorer. Then I had almost moved out of the bedroom. I mean, my stuff was all in the bedroom, but I basically was sleeping in the guest room most nights or on the couch. And then that would cause a fight because, like, he would wake up after I had literally just fallen asleep. And it would take me hours to fall asleep sometimes because I would start off in the bedroom and then eventually give up and go to the other room. And then he would wake up and realize that I wasn't sleeping in the bed anymore. And then he would come in wherever I was sleeping and wake me up to say that I should go lay in the bed and he should sleep on the couch.
Which really makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
And at that point, I'd be furious because, like, I'm sleeping. Why couldn't you just let me sleep? You know? And anyway, so he went and got a CPAP machine, and that did wonders. And then after wearing that for probably a year, he works in ENT, or he used to work in ENT, I should say. He doesn't anymore. But after wearing that for about a year, he went and he was talking about it with one of the docs that he worked with. And he's like, oh, well, come in and I'll take a look at everything. And it turned out that he needed sinus surgery. So he got the sinus surgery done. And for like 4 years, he stopped snoring completely. Like no snoring. Then I became the snorer, which is ironic. But apparently my snoring is like what you call them, snurfles.
They're snurfles.
I don't even know what a snurfle is. So it's
a
not like
little light snore. It's a little snurfle.
And so it's not even like bad snoring. And he would wake me up to ask me to roll over. And I'm like, oh, what? Like, how many years did I deal with you? And you can't deal with
I freaking snore.
You.
I rattle windows when I sleep in.
You're like a train.
I am so incredibly loud. I went to a sleep specialist and we did all the tests for the
Sleep
apnea, and they said, well, it wasn't so bad that my insurance company would pay for the CPAP machine. I had a few stoppages during the night, but they said, damn, you're loud.
You're like a train. And I'm not, I mean,
I sleep through it now, so I don't know.
Yeah,
I used to wake myself up. Now I can sleep through anything.
Yeah, when we go on a cruise, she can't share a room with us.
It's fine. I like my own room.
We'll do adjoining, but she can't share a room with us because
I like my own place.
Yeah. Because I'd have to kill somebody by the end of it, probably.
All right, I got
Husband, myself, and an English bulldog in a full bed.
Purdy.
In a full bed? In a full bed? Oh, no.
What?
She and her husband and an English bulldog in a full-size bed. So here's where we are right now.
Full size.
I got one more side, and then I got to do, a little zhuzhy stuff. Zhuzh. I can still use that even though Teresa's not here.
We miss you, Teresa.
I
We still
thought
yours
Teresa-
without you.
I thought Teresa was going to do a YouTube channel or
I thought
something.
so. I thought so.
I guess maybe not. I
Maybe,
don't know.
maybe eventually.
Don't know. Don't know. At least on this side, I don't have to go around all kinds of weirdness. I just got to make sure my bird lines
bird?
up here on the side. Bird, bird, bird. So the
Bird is a word.
Well, how is that possible? Okay, I'm going to have to cut this
Hang
right
on.
here. So my bird is lining up fine on his wings and all that. But for some reason, his little feet are not in the right place. So I'm just cutting out his little feet to line them up. Otherwise, they would be too low. I don't know why. I must have, when I wrapped it around that corner, must have lowered it somehow because it was such a little section that I'm just going to go ahead and do that before I start anything else so I can get it out of the way. But I want to be sure that all of them is lined up properly. Yeah. Not just his feathers. Because a bird is more than feathers.
We are birds and butterflies tonight. We are ready for spring.
We are.
How about Houston? Are you ready for spring?
I bet Houston would love spring right now.
All the rain, all the snow. You should probably have a really nice springtime this year. You should have a lot of wildflowers out there. Low beam ceilings. Oh, that sucks.
So I've seen a trend.
1700s house. Ooh, how neat is that?
Okay, that's cool.
That is cool. Yeah, they probably had very small beds
Yeah,
back then.
I'm sure they did. Yeah, small bedrooms. I've seen a trend lately, actually, people putting 2 queens or 2 kings together in bedrooms.
Yeah, but for their dogs.
So that they can sleep with their dogs. Yes.
Yeah, I was telling my niece that last week, because they have she and her husband, and then they've got their son who just turned 5. He loves to come in there, and then they got 2 dogs. They got rid of one of the dogs, and they're in a queen size bed. So, oh no, you need to get 2 kings back to back. Put them side by side.
I mean, I know your niece is a tiny little thing, but
you know, them little 5-year-olds, they're all over the place.
oh yeah.
Them little kids, they wander. 70 degrees on Sunday. Nice. See? We're supposed to get back down to cold tomorrow again. Well, for us, it's going to be low 60s, so.
I was advising a client the other day who was asked for some advice on, he hired me to come in and give him some advice on designing the guest house of his new house that he bought. He moved from New York, where, you know, property is very expensive, down here to Florida, where property is not, relatively speaking. And he's got all this extra room, and so he hired me to design the space so that when his dad comes to visit or whatever, that he's got a nice space. And one of the things I said is, I'm like, that area is big enough, you should put a king in there. He's like, a king in a guest room? I'm like,
That's like fancy hotel stuff there.
I'm like, yeah, that's I mean, the room is plenty big for that. Like, you know, if you have guests that, like, if my husband and I mean, we're not going to go stay at my client's house, but, you know, if my husband and I go stay somewhere, you know, we're used to sleeping in a king size bed. We don't want to sleep in a queen size or a full size. I mean, we will. We're not going to be rude, but like most people today, I think, have made the leap to king size beds if their rooms can accommodate. And most houses built that are older than, or I should say that are newer than like 1980, probably have room for a king size bed.
1700s? Obviously not.
1700s, not so very much. Okay, so here's my little box so far. And I gotta do something on the top.
Get that one.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. You need some like words or something.
You and your words.
I like words.
You and your random ease.
I like words. Words are hard, but I like them.
Keep getting little bubbles up here. Keep rubbing these down and little bubbles keep coming back. Gotta stay down there, you little bubbles.
Oh, it's going to be 70 on Sunday. That's nice. That's a reasonable. That's a reasonable.
A king size bed would be wall to wall. Maybe that's what you should do. Just have the whole room one big bed.
Where's the one that's mostly words?
Mostly birds? I don't have
Words.
Oh, that was the
This one?
yes, that one is mostly words.
We all know I love the words.
Word.
So I have this page left over words.
You get inside.
I think I'll just put this, a bunch of words at the top, and then maybe I can find a leftover little birdie in this pack that I can stick near it or something. Let's see.
Gotta fit this little guy in here.
So this has actually got like a bunch of different things going on in it, sort of that are all shoved together, a bunch of different fonts and phrases. And so what I'm going to do is just sort of try to cut around them so that I can use, so that nothing's really broken up. Exactly, I can use all those little other bits on another project.
How to parse out your transfers.
Yep, for maximum usage. And I mean, I just love them with the jewelry boxes. Okay, so this is kind of the section I'm going to take. And so it's going to take a good part of my jewelry box, but as you can see, I'm going to have like this much left. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and then I'll do a butterfly or a bird or something over here to take out some more.
I'll save you a butterfly.
Save me a butterfly.
It's the least I can do.
Yeah, when we used to stage in Charleston, when we lived in Charleston, sometimes we would have to take beds over the railings,
over the
and
balconies.
over the balconies and through the windows.
We've done that a few times. Our movers have had to really tippy toe it on up there and try and get that little sucker up there.
Fortunately, we do not have to do that in Jacksonville. But yes, we've been there and done that. And like the houses that we would stage were down on like Rainbow Row and stuff, and they're all the, 1700.
All the old ones.
Yeah, all the old ones like yours. But they'd be $1 million. So it's like, what are you gonna do? The people who are living in that house still want, sleeping accommodations. So
all right, I might have erred on this one.
uh-oh, what did you do?
I might have erred on this one, folks.
What did you do?
I forgot that this one wasn't fusion paint.
Oh. Is
So
it
I don't
coming
have a
out?
top coat. So it's not sticking as well. It's definitely not sticking as well.
That's a pain.
But there are tricks to this.
There are tricks. And you know what I learned for a trick last week? Because I had this problem with the satin. The satin just, I don't know. It was mostly fine when it sat overnight, although I still didn't like the way the transfer came out on it as well. But when it was still like a blow dry, not hard dry, it kept like lifting up the paint underneath of it. So like the paint would stick to the transfer versus the transfer sticking to the paint. And you can still get it down. I'd seen this on some video, and I don't know what video, so I can't credit whoever it was. But I took out my blow dryer and heated the vinyl a little bit, and it did work. It cools really quickly, and it only works while it's a little bit warm. But it still took way longer than it needed to because, because I was in a hurry, not following directions.
Not you.
I know. Wanted to get it done like then instead of waiting overnight for it to dry because, I'm the kind of person that likes instant gratification, and I don't always have a lot of time to work on stuff, so I really wanted to have the opportunity to work on stuff. Anyway, that did work. It was much better than without the blow dryer trick. What is behind me that looks like an upside down cone? I will show you.
What is behind you that looks like an upside down? Oh, yeah.
So many of you know that I love bumblebees. So this is a bee skeep. See? It's not a real one, of course. It's manufactured, but fairly pricey. But yeah, so I have it sitting in some vintage bowls right now. It usually goes in that room on the counter, but that room is still full of crap.
I think it got moved when the boys were over here.
Yeah.
Before all that crap went in there.
Yeah, my grandsons like to
Bang on things. You know, as little boys will tend to do.
What is it? I have these resin pumpkins that I keep in a 3-tier thing in the kitchen, and the oldest one, who's just turned 2, is getting tall enough that he can start to reach things, which is becoming super problematic.
Things off of counters now already.
And they were like, "Can he play with this pumpkin?" I'm like, "I don't think it'll break." 30 seconds later,
if that,
he smashes it onto the tile floors, and they were so heavy I thought it was solid. It was not solid, and it does break when 2-year-olds throw it on the floor.
They should just make 2-year-olds testers for all products.
Yeah, iPhone testers would be good at it, right?
Exactly. Oh, this little guy wants to come off. Stay. There you go.
Yeah, he's super good at breaking stuff and throwing stuff in. He is so much like his father, my son. I have no words. It's overwhelming to me how much he is like his father in looks and mannerisms and
the little mini me for Johnny.
Expressions, everything. Every little bit is 100% my son. So what I'm doing now is just sort of with my palm, I'm burnishing it, which is basically just rubbing it. And that kind of helps keep it go down. I find when I use my fingertips, for whatever reason, sometimes I have a tendency to like lift it up. So here's where we are now on this. Can I see your flutterbys?
These little guys?
The ones you're not using? Okay. What roll is this, by the way? In case anybody's interested.
It just rolled away. Here's some bigger ones.
Rolled away.
You want some small ones? Because I snatched up all the small
No,
ones.
I'm fine.
This one is the butterfly dance. Butterfly dance. Now I want to sing another song. Good Lord.
So I've got a good one right here. This one, it matches my colors really nicely. It's kind of a medium size. Actually, for this, it's kind of a small, but it's still kind of medium size butterfly. And I'm just going to kind of put it in overlapping the words.
This little guy does not want us to come off of here.
Les, you make bee skeeps?
Really?
Skeps. I guess there's skeps, but I feel like skeep sounds better. We almost named the store the Bee Skep, but it kind of got vetoed. Too many people felt like they wouldn't know what that was. So we're Vintage Bee Design instead, which I like.
I just feel like something was waving my way.
I did not wave at you. I was really the only one who liked it, apparently. John didn't like it. Anna didn't like it. Heather didn't care for it. She wouldn't say she didn't like it. That would make her too nervous. She'd be afraid she'd get fired again.
And again.
And again. And again. And again. And I don't think I've fired her but once since we've been in the new location. I'm really low on my game.
So that's because you're not there every day to fire her.
That's true. I'm not there all the time to fire her.
Holy moly, this little guy does not want to come off here nicely. I should have put a top coat on.
There, what do you think?
I need top coat reminder when I do these. So, I'm reminding you, when you do these and you use a chalk paint,
So,
top coat first.
kind of here's my overall look. So, side to side. And do you remember what it looked like beforehand?
No.
Do we sell them? This is from Creative Co-op. I bought them because I wanted one, and then I sold the other one, and it took me a really long time to sell the other one, because I think it was like 80 bucks retail, and people just didn't want to spend that. So I thought it was worth it, but whatever. So like I would have bought it if I'd have seen it somewhere before I saw it wholesale. And so I haven't ordered anymore. I love them though. Like I have bumblebees everywhere in my house. And then bumblebee related things also, because
All right.
Bumble's gotta have a place to hang.
I think I saved my tuchus.
You saved your tuchus?
Saved my tuchus and this butterfly. I spoke too soon.
Interesting. Okay. Les says she has her skeps on her porch. Her son kept getting stung when he visited. They made a nest in 2 of them. Now she keeps mothballs in them. Well, apparently they must be very realistic for the bees to think that they belong there.
They're like, oh, that looks like home.
So kudos to you. Okay. I'm just trying to clean up my transfers a little, because if I do not do that, then they will end up unrolling and rolling up on themselves, and I will ruin them.
Yeah, I try and make sure they roll up nicer. Sometimes they don't want to roll up nice.
Sometimes they do not want to roll up nice. That is a true statement.
They get on a life of their own, they mind of their own.
I love them though. Like, if you remember what the before of this box looked like in all the primary colors, and just even with the gray and stuff. And I know it's dark, it's hard to see the blending probably. You know, it probably didn't make a ton of difference, but there's a little bit, it's a little bit lighter and brighter on the bottom. And now I'm gonna add some gold. Actually, yeah, I have paint gold, I don't have gilding. I was gonna say maybe I need to do the other first, but I have paint, so I have fusion. So I have the Fusion Metallic Pale Gold, and you could and probably should use a brush, but why use a brush when your fingers are perfectly fine? Oh. So I don't have much in here, and this is like way thicker than normal paint. So it's not as thick as like a true gilding paste, or even the Dixie Belle's gemstone mousse, but it does work really nice. It's fusion, so you don't have to top coat over it, but you can without it doing negatively impacting anything. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and do that so that you guys don't, like, you don't have to wait and watch me top coat this thing, because that's just boring.
What? It's exciting.
It's like, it's not only watching paint dry, it's watching clear paint dry.
Which makes it even more interesting.
Oh yeah, so interesting to watch clear paint dry.
All right, I only effed up a little bit. Can I say that?
Yeah. I don't think that demonetizes us. So just a little bit of gold on the floors, and I'm gonna add just a little bit around the kind of some of the like sticky out areas.
It's on there.
Oh my gosh, Les, how did you move them? You can't say things like I won't tell you how I did it. Is it like the rub-on paste, buff and rub? No, it's just literally metallic gold paint. That's all it is. It's metallic gold paint.
That is the little one?
This little one that I'm using right now.
Oh, not like the mousses or nothing?
It's not. This is literally just, it's really thick. Part of it being really thick is because mine is really old, because I've had it forever.
A little booger was a pain in the butt, and I got a couple spots where it's just a little janky. Otherwise, I kind of like it in there.
Mine is real thick because I've had it forever.
So you let it dry out a little bit, huh?
Well, no, I don't take care of my toys well.
Whee!
Whee!
Alright, I need something on the front. I need flowers somewhere. I need flowers. I got flowers.
I'll have to decide what I'm going to do in the drawers. Because they're just very boring. I don't know. Okay. I'll tell you, I am not using Gemstone Mousse, but having used it, I do like it better than this. I just don't have any at home right now. If I had the Gemstone Mousse, I would totally be using it now. One of the things I do really love about it.
We need to get a full setup for the house, a full setup for the
I know.
For the store, for the
You know, that just costs so much money to do that.
I know.
But one of the things I do love about the Gemstone Mousse, unlike using the waxes or whatever, is that it's waterproof. I mean, not waterproof, but water-based. So, like, if you do use it with one of your nice brushes or something, you can just wash your brush right out. And you can't, like, I've done a lot of using the Prima waxes, which I do love also.
Those are nice. I really like those as well.
But those are not, like, those are oil-based. So, you have to use mineral spirits to clean your brush.
But I use my fingers, so, you know.
Yeah, your fingers wash just fine. And I've heard some people say that it takes them a long time to get the gemstone mousses to dry. I haven't found that to be true at all. I think it dries faster than like the Prima waxes and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe they're just using too much.
Well, we're in a high humidity area.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, yeah. And I've heard it with the amber, and the amber is what we used on the chairs that we did for your niece.
Yes.
And it dried right away. I mean, we didn't have any problems with that.
Look, I added a flower.
Can I have your little tiny piece of paper towel over there?
No.
Please?
No.
Please.
It might be a little dusty.
That's okay.
Or is that the one I washed my hand with? I don't know.
I smudged a little, and I just want to unsmudge a little before it dries, because, you know, it's fusion. And
something about the wood on this box, it keeps bubbling up. Stop bubbling up. I'm going to have to poke a little hole in there and then top coat.
So I haven't done any distressing, and I'm really going to mostly try to avoid that because the colors under here are not pretty. I mean, they're primary colors, so, you know, in some ways they're pretty.
I'm surprised you're distressing at all.
Well, I guess I didn't notice that fast enough and it dried a little, so I'm gonna just, I guess, maybe add a little. But I don't want this too bright because I had blended before, so, you know.
Yay, I got this one on. All right.
There we go.
I'm liking these things.
That's better. Now I'm happy again.
Do this without cutting my finger off.
Oh, she's got it. I was like, crap, I just lost the razor blade.
Oh, that's me. I got it.
She's got it. Because, again, we all know.
It could be dangerous.
It could be dangerous. Now I'm going to go ahead, because she's still working on that. I'm going to go ahead and start with my flat out flat. Give it a nice top coat.
If we need to say, I mean, we're probably long past our time.
I'm sure we're probably long past our time. Yeah, oh yeah, we're an hour and a half now.
Well, heck.
I mean, I got to do this anyway, so why not? I mean, if they're tired of watching us, they'll leave, right?
Don't leave us. All right. Trying to get all creative with these things. Once you start with these little ones, you can just go and go and go and go.
It's true. It's so true. It's so true. And then I start having problems with because, you know.
More is more.
I'm a fan of more is more. Elaine, she says, oh, that's really pretty. Uh-oh, Les says she moved the Skeeps at night and got a lot of stains all over.
Aw.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. That probably didn't feel good. Is my guess.
I love watching on the TikToks, because, you know, the TikToks, that's what we old people do. But watching the beekeeper people. They go out there and get all the hives that are in people's houses and stuff. I love watching that. They just walk right up there and just pick these things up. Oh, where's the queen? And there she is. It's like, dude, do you want to suit up or anything? No, they don't suit up or anything.
Don't ask me.
They're bee whisperers.
Something. So I'm going to
grew up
put
to
these
be a bee
back
whisperer.
in here. I'll have to take these out to let them dry because otherwise they are going to stick in here. But I want to put them back so I can kind of show you what it is looking like. Let me come up there close so you can see it. You do want to make sure that you do a top coat after your transfers.
Yes, and if you're using chalk paint, do a top coat before. Just saying. We should all learn from my mistakes.
It's still wet in the front because I'm just gonna turn this off. I just threw some flat on the top, so it's shiny on the front. But you get the idea. And then you can see the top. So I paid $3 for this. Obviously it's taken me about an hour and a half to paint it. Very little in supplies because really it's
Scraps?
yeah, mostly scrap. I mean, I did use pretty much one of the 6 sheets that comes in this tube, or maybe 8 sheets that comes in this tube of transfer. So, you know, there's a few dollars in the transfers. I suppose it's not just scraps, but I will probably list this box, put it on in sale on our store for $29.95 and list it on Etsy for whatever shipping would be on top of that. So anyway, I think that's a pretty good markup.
I think that's pretty good.
And I'll say these things sell like crazy. I mean, seriously.
Because
like
they're so pretty.
crazy. They are, and each one is very unique, which I think adds to the appeal too. You know, even if we're sitting here making 6 or 8 jewelry boxes in a night, you know, they're still not really mass produced because every one is going to be different, because I'm not going to use exactly the same transfers exactly in the same way with exactly the same accents.
Elaine, we were happy to see you tonight, and thanks for seeing us. I mean, golly, I mean, you stuck with us.
Yay, thank you.
And I'll have, mine's obviously not going to be done, but we'll get pictures.
So I do like that you added that little flower. That's cute.
I like my little flowers.
Looks good in there. So just gotta keep layering,
I'm learning to layer.
So thank you so much for joining us. I guess we'll go up there and hit the button.
Hit the baton.
And you can say goodbye to people.
Stay warm out there. Stay safe out there. And for gosh sakes, love one another. Help each other. We're in trying times with this weather. Well, maybe you are. I'm not.